I'm still new at this, but we're going to get it right. I'm Chad Silver here at the table with Lauren Coleman. Today we got a lot to talk about. We're on Facebook Live as well, so come join us during commercial breaks because you never know what we're going to be talking about.
Lots of fun over there, but make sure that you stick around because later in the show, Jalen is talking about a TRIAD program aimed at helping people experiencing problems with suspended licenses, and Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley has your afternoon forecast that could have a few showers in it.
But first, we have an update from our state's coronavirus task force. Governor Cooper today revealed the third winner of the vaccine lottery, and she is from the TRIAD. We are 3 for 3 now. 18-year-old Audrey Chavous of Winston-Salem won the $1 million prize.
I chose to get vaccinated not only for the safety of other people around me, but simply for the safety of myself. When COVID first became big, it took away my senior year, and I saw how much it impacted everybody around me, all my fellow classmates, teachers, people around the world, and I saw how big of a deal it was. So not only did I want to get vaccinated for my own peace of mind, but for everyone around me who else could have been affected.
Audrey is planning to go to Fayetteville State in the fall. We are still waiting to find out the identity of the third scholarship winner. State leaders drew the final 2 lottery names today, and we hope to learn who they are in the coming weeks. Also today, state leaders repeated calls to get vaccinated. We've seen a 42% increase in first-time shots, but Governor Cooper said there's still a lot of work to do. The briefing comes as people protested a vaccine mandate for healthcare workers in downtown Raleigh today. About 100 people with signs protested in front of the governor's mansion. Protesters say the vaccine requirement is a violation of their freedom and their bodies. All major hospital systems in our state have made vaccines mandatory for all staff.
Now on to some of your other headlines in your 4 to 5 roundup. University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill faculty members are putting pressure on the UNC system. Today, they held a special meeting expressing the need for more authority to deal with the coronavirus on their campus. Faculty members are pushing for a vaccine mandate for students and staff ahead of the upcoming semester. The UNC system previously stated it will not implement such a mandate, citing a lack of clear legal authority. And there's new incentives for people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Cash cards are now available at certain vaccine sites all over North Carolina. People who get their first vaccine dose will get a $100 prepaid card, and then anyone who drives someone to get their first dose can get a $25 card. Note though, this offer is only available at some locations on certain days. And we do have that full list of participating sites on our website. Go to WFNYnews2.com. And Davidson County Health Department is not participating in the statewide COVID vaccine incentive program. This means you cannot go there and get the $100 cash gift cards for your first vaccine dose. However, there are still opportunities for people in Davidson County to get paid. The vaccine clinic at Davidson County Fairgrounds is offering gift card incentives every week on Wednesday.
Some school districts are still figuring out whether masks will be required this upcoming school year, while others have already made the call. WFMY News 2 Sydney Moore talked to a local health expert about the thought behind masking up in class.
Well, Dr. Charles Burgett is an emergency medicine physician with Novant Health. He says he is concerned for schools that are not mandating masks. He says those schools could be forced to shut down by local health departments if there is significant outbreaks.
We are not done with this war we are at against the COVID virus. We have a new battle we're facing. We all need to, persevere and keep our determination high.
Several school districts in the TRIAD, including Davidson County, Randolph County, Stokes County, and Wilkes County, are making masks optional. Others like Guilford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth County schools will require masks at the start of the year. Dr. Charles Burgett with Novant Health encourages masks in schools.
If the Delta variant and other things continue to spread, we're going to see even stronger language come from CDC and from state and local governments, as to what can be done.
He says health officials are watching closely if the Delta variant spreads faster to pediatric patients than previous variants, but they are concerned that it can spread widely in younger populations.
That's why we're very hopeful that in a short period of time, the vaccines will be approved for a younger age group. The next age group I've been hearing that's being considered and may not be more than a couple months away is the age 5 to 12 group.
Dr. Berger says they are seeing more children become ill with COVID. He added that most children don't get very sick, but some can.
Especially if they have comorbid conditions such as diabetes or some other particular problems.
Today, the North Carolina Pediatric Society released a letter to North Carolina school boards and superintendents. The letter supports in-person instruction and indoor masking in schools. In a statement, the president of the society said masking is especially important in North Carolina schools. The COVID vaccine is only authorized for children 12 and older, so many children are not yet eligible for the vaccine. Of children aged 12 through 17, only 26% of North Carolina teens are fully vaccinated.
Sydney, thank you. A new study in the UK shows long-lasting symptoms from COVID-19 are rare in children. Researchers looked at data on more than 1,700 children who tested positive for coronavirus and found those who developed symptoms usually got better after 6 days. The study also found a low number of infected children had symptoms beyond a month. Coronavirus hospitalizations took a big jump today. The state is reporting 1,580 North Carolinians in the hospital with the virus. It's 115 more than yesterday, an alarming increase when looking at our most recent daily jumps. Now, this number is higher than every other number since February 22nd. Now, if you look closely at the second half of this graph, you'll notice that when we first started to go upward, it was a very gradual, slow incline in mid-January. It was gradual, but then over the past couple of days, you'll notice the daily increases have caused a steeper decline, really over just the past week. It means our numbers are increasing at a more rapid pace right now, and you don't need me to tell you that is not good.
And the rise in coronavirus cases comes as the CDC announced a moratorium on the evictions for most Americans through October 3rd earlier this week. The White House insisted that it did not have the legal authority to enact another moratorium. But as CBS's Natalie Brand reports, President Biden pushed the agency to act, even though he expects legal pushback.
One day after New York became the first U.S. city to announce it will require the COVID vaccine for a variety of indoor activities, such as dining out and going to the gym, Mayor Bill de Blasio told CBS News he wants other local leaders to follow.
Tragically, if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to be left out.
A growing number of other city leaders have reinstated indoor mask mandates in light of a recent surge in cases, putting them at odds with state leaders in some places, such as Florida and Texas. Missouri's state attorney general is suing Kansas City's mayor, arguing he has no authority to impose a mask mandate and adding that children are less likely to be impacted by COVID-19.
He doesn't care about the outbreak in our community.
In hindsight, I wish that had not become law.
But in Arkansas, Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson expressed regret over his state's ban on mask mandates. He's called on state lawmakers to make an exception for schools. COVID vaccines authorized for children under 12 could come sometime this winter. U.S. health officials are also now assessing data from the U.S. and abroad to determine whether booster shots may be necessary for teens and adults.
What we're looking at in all of those data sources is evidence of the durability of protection going down, or evidence that breakthroughs are actually increasing. And when we see that clearly and consistently across the data, then we can make a recommendation.
Wednesday, the World Health Organization asked wealthy nations to hold off on boosters for the next couple of months to help meet its goal of vaccinating 10% of the population in all countries globally by the end of September. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Tim Buckley, something incredible happened today. I went out to the car, I got in, and it didn't feel like I was walking into an oven.
Oh, you didn't start sweating.
Yeah,
right?
it was great.
Yeah, that's a kind of a nice feeling, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful weather today, Chad, and really we've kind of seen this in back-to-back afternoons where we don't have the summer humidity, we don't have the summer heat, and it's not even done with us yet. We're going to see this continue the next couple of days. Here's where we stand right now as far as your temperatures are concerned. Take a look, find your hometown here on the map. We're looking at 82 for you in Burlington, 79 in Greensboro, right around 81 in Winston-Salem, and some mid and upper 70s as you go a little farther to the south. There have been some clouds from time to time, but overall it's just an all sunshine afternoon. We're not going to have any rain whatsoever today. Dew points, that's how we gauge your humidity in the summertime. Upper 50s, low 60s, that means we are feeling good. When it's above 70, that's when we're really humid, but we aren't anywhere close to that at the moment. Dry weather for our part of the state. The beaches still getting a good soaking, especially the Outer Banks. Wilmington is dried out, so too is Myrtle Beach at the moment. Again, dry weather is all here through this evening into tomorrow. No rain chance again for your Thursday. It's going to be a dry day of weather and still pretty comfortable for this time of year. The humidity will be staying low. We'll have morning temperatures in the low to mid 60s, afternoon highs in the mid 80s. So it warms up a little bit, right around 84 for Thursday, but it still won't feel all that bad considering we're in the month of August, right? Going forward, Friday's a little warmer. We're up to 87 degrees. I am increasing our chance for rain on Saturday. We'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes.
Loving the cooler temps. It is now 4:11, and coming up, a local nonprofit is hitting the softball field to help families experiencing economic hardships brought on by a health crisis. Find out how you can help by stepping up to the plate.
But before we go to break, boy, I just love that sound. It is almost time, just 2 days from seeing the Panthers in action inside Bank of America Stadium. Panthers Fan Fest will be live right here on WFMY this Friday night at 7 o'clock. It's causing some programming changes you need to know about. First, Secret Celebrity Restoration will air overnight at 1:37 a.m., followed by Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. We put all this information on our website. Don't miss FanFest Friday at 7 p.m. right here on WFMY, your official home of the Carolina Panthers. We'll be right back.
Fighting an illness can be very expensive. With traveling back and forth to the hospital, on top of various medical bills, the financial strain can really take a toll on families. But one TRIAD nonprofit is offering some relief. I went to find out what the grown-up benefit is all about. 12-year-old Natalie Mitchum enjoys the great outdoors.
I don't like to be inside the house a lot. I play guitar and I sing for my church occasionally. I like to fish a lot too.
She loves riding her dirt bike through the back roads of Randleman, North Carolina. But a battle with an aggressive cancer put that activity on hold.
Well, when I first found out, they didn't really describe it as brain cancer. They described it as a spot because we didn't really know what it was.
In April, doctors diagnosed Natalie with glioblastoma, a fast-growing and aggressive brain cancer. Now in stage 4, her mother says she's already undergone a major surgery and 33 radiation treatments.
In the beginning, we were stressed. However, I do not have any kind of FMLA or medical leave for my family. Like if I don't work, I just don't have an income coming in.
Help is on the way. Natalie and her family are one of 3 TRIAD families who will receive financial assistance from the Grown Ups Benefit. It's a Christian-based nonprofit that helps families experiencing economical hardships brought on by a health crisis.
There's so much need in this community.
Founder Joey Hilburn tells me the group is hosting its 5th annual benefit softball game on September 25th at the High Point Rockers Stadium. All the money raised will help the selected families.
And so we're going to come together on that day. We're going to have a lot of giveaways, a lot of food. We're going to have a gaming trailer there for the kids.
What keeps you going? What keeps you so positive?
Is I want to touch people. I want people to say, that girl's made it through, and so can I. I want people to come to know the Lord.
She says using her story to inspire others is the best home run she could ever hope for. So Natalie's mother tells me she has a follow-up appointment coming up later this month, and you can help Natalie and other families by donating and participating in the Grown Ups Benefits softball game that's on September 25th, and I have all those details on our website.
I love this, and I think that so many people, there are a lot of people out there who want to help and provide support for some of these different groups. They might just not have the outlet to do it, and I think it's great to have these types of events to help people if you really want to.
And it's just a lot of fun for the family, have stuff for the little kids, for adults. And the founder of the organization, he was telling me in years past, they've raised as much as $50,000 to help out some of these families. And when you are fighting that sickness or all the medical bills, it can be very expensive.
So it's one less thing on their plate to worry about on a very, very busy, heavy plate.
Absolutely. If you want more of those details, again, we do have that on our website. We'll be right back.
Well, it's the kind of weather day that might just make you smile. Yes, it is pretty nice, isn't it? Middle of August, usually we expect a good amount of heat. The average of highs right now is about 90 degrees, but today we're well below that and we have sunshine as well. You might be wishing for some rainfalls, just not in the cards with this weather system. You can see how much rain eastern North Carolina has been seeing, and throughout the week our weather team has been talking and telling you about this front. It's really stalled out well to our east, and high pressure over here is keeping us pretty much just dry and comfortable at the moment. We have low humidity that will continue into tomorrow, but by the weekend, I'm going to start paying attention to that low pressure area. I do think it slides northward, and by Saturday is going to give us a pretty good chance for rain. Not just pop-up storms, but real scattered rain showers from the morning into Saturday afternoon. So keep an eye on that first half of your weekend. It could end up being a bit of a soggy Saturday. Sunday looks drier, but that is when the summer heat starts to return.
There's a lot of daily life stressors that can feel like they are pulling us in different directions. And in order to stay on track, Coach Lamont says it's important to protect your energy. I love that.
There's an old saying, a little leaven will leaven the whole lump. This is a profound principle that can be applied to any area of our lives. Sometimes it's the little things that can complicate the whole matter. It is a small amount of the wrong thing that can destroy what is good. Let's turn the tables on ourselves for a moment. How many little habits that you consider to be harmless are standing in your way, preventing you from taking ownership over your life? What I have come to know is the little things in secret will hold your big life hostage. Take time to assess your life and get rid of anything that will spoil the vine of destiny that you are working towards. Some things are just not worth your energy. So remove the small things before they become big things in your life.
It's the first facility of its kind in the Western Piedmont, and it has huge potential. Mountain Valley Hospice is opening what it calls a serious illness services office. Eric Chilton found out what it means for the area.
Hi, Chrissy. Thanks for being with us today. You know, it was interesting when I first heard about this. I didn't quite know what to make of it. I thought, what is this? How is it different than a hospital? Let's talk a little bit about the history and the need for this and why it's coming about.
Sure. Well, so palliative care services have been around a very long time, and certainly at Mountain Valley, we've offered palliative care over 17 counties in North Carolina and Virginia for 25, 30 years. But I think what brings this need to us right now is that folks feel like they want to have a place to go for care. It's wonderful to have care come to the home, but particularly during this time of COVID, there are some folks that they just want to be seen in a setting that's more office-like and that's not their home.
So it sounds like the need for this is probably greater than the average person would guess. Am I correct with that?
These are folks who are going out, getting treatment, seeing specialists, and they have a lot of burden, both with symptoms and not feeling well and having to make really difficult decisions, and it's difficult to understand these complex illnesses. So that's the kind of service that we provide, is just to kind of reach out to these folks and say, you have a specialist that's working with you for your illness itself, but we're here to help you with everything that comes with being sick.
I would guess that the caregivers get as much out of this as the patients at times. Is that right? And what experience do you think that you'll have along those lines?
Oftentimes, most times when we see our patients, their loved ones are with them, and we do a lot of family meetings and family counseling. We have social work support, chaplain support, and a really holistic approach. It may be that the patient doesn't have a lot of questions, but their spouse does, or their children do. So you're right, our care really does involve the whole family unit.
This sounds like it's much needed. Chrissy, thank you for taking time out today. Best of luck with this.
If you want more information, we have linked you to their website on WFMYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
Mic check, Jalen. Mic check, Jalen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Let's
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. I'm coming. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check.
Welcome back to 4 to 5. It's like the Brady Bunch. I love these 4 boxes we've got going on here. Tim just looked up at me. There's Tim down below. Jalen's over there. Lauren's over there. Welcome to 4 to 5. We are on Facebook right now, and I hope you are too.
Yeah, make sure you come join us on that live stream. We want to hear what you have to say today. Lots of big stories today, including the weather, so make sure that you stick around.
But first, we do have to get to another major retailer requiring masks for some people. Home Depot is requiring employees, contractors, and vendors to wear masks in all stores effective immediately. Customers will also be asked to wear masks, and they will have them if you didn't bring one. Walmart, Target, and Kohl's have also announced updates to their policies.
Let's jump into your 4 to 5 roundup. The head of Securities and Exchange Commission says tighter regulations are in the works for virtual currencies like Bitcoin. The agency says cryptocurrency markets are rife with fraud and lack meaningful oversight. They linked the situation to the Wild West and called on Congress to expand the SEC's authority to protect crypto investors. And the United States witnessed a significant shortfall in the labor market, according to payroll processor ADP. Private employers added just 330,000 jobs last month, and economists predicted to generate nearly double that figure. Of the gains, leisure and hospitality industry saw the biggest growth. And a new report shows there are top dollar work from home jobs. A study by search site Ladders found there's more than 80,000 high-paying remote jobs available right now. Before the pandemic, there were only about 7,000 of these positions available. Industries to see the most growth in those jobs include marketing, project management, and finance. And staying on top of the topics of jobs, CVS plans to raise its minimum wage for hourly workers by this time next year. So right now, employees make a minimum of $11 an hour, but that will climb to $13 next month. And then by July of 2022, the company plans to have all employees earning $15 an hour. In Forsyth County, there are 57,000 people with suspended licenses.
The city of Winston-Salem and the DA's office are now teaming up to help shrink that number. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey learned more about the effort.
Well, having a valid driver's license is something that many of us, like myself, take for granted on a daily basis. In Forsyth County, there are tens of thousands of people with a suspended license whose lives have been drastically impacted by not having a valid driver's license. Today, I spoke with the Forsyth County District Attorney Jim O'Neill about how he and his team are trying to resolve this issue.
A lot of people drive around, they don't even know their license is revoked, but it's usually for an unpaid ticket. Sometimes people just forget about it. Sometimes people can't afford it.
District Attorney Jim O'Neill and members of the Winston-Salem community came up with Operation Drive to help get drivers back on the road.
And when you lose your license or you don't pay your seatbelt ticket or something along those lines, every time that you get caught, your license gets revoked for another 3 years. And I describe it as being caught in the spin cycle of a washing machine. You just can't get out. So we like to think of ourselves as being able to reach in that washing machine and help people pull themselves out and give people a fresh start in life and a fresh chance.
And if you live in Forsyth County and would like to apply for Operation Drive, you can go to the courthouse and fill out an application in person, or you can find the application link in our web story on WFMYnews2.com.
All right, thank you, Jalen. Now to a health alert impacting hospitals across the United States. The nation is currently in its 8th week of a severe blood shortage.
Yeah, the Red Cross says that it distributes 12% more blood products right now to hospitals every day compared to last year. It's having a major impact on people who've had their procedures postponed.
Peter Beverly needs a new liver. He suffers from non-alcoholic liver disease.
Functioning at a very low level.
Fortunately, his son David is a match, so the liver transplant was scheduled for the end of June.
The day before the surgery, we get a call and they said, hey, we're going to need to postpone this. There's a nationwide blood shortage.
As pandemic restrictions lift, elective surgeries are resuming. Car accidents, traumas, and drug overdoses are increasing, and so is demand for blood.
They're having to make adjustments accordingly. Hospitals have to have blood for the anticipated surgeries, but they also have to make sure they have enough on their shelves for emergencies.
The Red Cross says more than 1,000 additional donations are needed daily above the usual target to keep up with demand.
We are mostly in need of donors who have blood type O because it is universal, and we are also in need of platelet donors. We really need donors to roll up their sleeves and donate again.
David's wife is expecting their third child in September, so the family was grateful the transplant was rescheduled for last week. But despite being extremely cautious and fully vaccinated, Peter tested positive for COVID, and the surgery was postponed again.
My hope is that I can get through this, get myself better so I can enjoy my family.
Our hope is that, we can find a good time, but also that, we can help Dad out because my boys absolutely love him.
So this family can get back to doing what they love together. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Hey, did you know that you can donate blood once every 8 weeks? I just did it last week at our blood drive. If you would like to donate, you can make an appointment by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcrossblood.org. You can also download their free app.
Oh, it's the sound of the alarm clock. It seems no matter what time you set it for, it is a rough start to the morning, unless, of course, you're Chad Silber.
So I sleep a lot, as you know.
I do.
But the alarm clock still wakes me up. I try to put it on something soothing, or something welcoming.
Okay, so Lauren, I don't know if you know this yet, but there's a favorite picture of mine of Chad that I love so much that I'm about to bring up because I can't stand it. Where is it? There it is. It's Sleeping Beauty.
Wait, you should really put Sleeping Beast on there.
Oh, come on. It's one of my favorites. And here's why I use it so often. It's because I'm jealous. Because you sleep so well. What tricks do you have?
Just allowing time to do it.
Allowing time to sleep. All right, Lauren, what about you?
A big meal will do it for me.
Okay.
Just a lot of food, I get the itis.
Okay, all right. Well, Consumer Reports looked into several ways to get you to rest better so you can be Sleeping Beauty like Chad. And this one includes your phone.
I have a meditation app on my phone, and before bed, I'll put in my headphones, meditate, and it really helps me calm down, put an end to the day, and get my body and mind ready for sleep.
There's evidence that meditation can also help you sleep at night. Apps such as Calm and Headspace can be effective, but remember, you still need to limit how much time you spend on devices at bedtime.
Just try to keep screens out of your face for at least 30 minutes before bedtime. If you must, you can use the nighttime mode on your phone to reduce your exposure to blue light.
This right here was really interesting to me. If you're sleeping next to a pile of papers or you've got your computer because you're working from home, they say that you need to put it away because otherwise your brain starts thinking that you're being reminded of work and you won't rest.
I know, people always say, put your phone in another room, but I can't do it.
Lauren?
That makes a lot of sense to me because if I see my computer, I'm getting anxiety like, I got to check emails, I got this other project I need to do, so it's probably best to just keep it away.
All right, and speaking of that, one last thing. It's the first thing you do when you get up. What is it?
Check your phone.
It's check your phone. Consumer Reports says try avoiding email and text at the start of your day so you can focus on what you need to do first, and it will give you a sense of control over the day and help you sleep at night. You're not buying it.
Not at all, because I would just sit there wondering what's happening? What is happening right now?
All right, folks, you do you. Just get a good night's sleep, right?
Very, very cool stuff. Well, Tim, nice day to maybe take a nice little stroll in the park.
Yes, and maybe when you take that stroll, you'll get a little sleepy and have a nice sleep, right? Hey, maybe you can sleep with the windows open. I actually did that last night, get some of that fresh air in the house. We're cooling off as we go into these low humidity evenings. Right now in Burlington, sitting at a temperature of 82 degrees, not much humidity to speak of. We really like to showcase the dew point, not the percentage. It's really the dew point that gives you a better idea. And if it's below 60, boy, is it dry air for summertime, and that is feeling good. Looking at local temperatures at the moment, some upper 70s in the foothills and over in the mountains as well, even some mid 70s down here to the south. Siler City, I hope you're okay. I have no idea what is going on with your sensor. It obviously is not 45 degrees. We'll see if they can fix that over at the airport there in Chatham County. 59, as I mentioned, that is the current dew point, which means low humidity is here. And the reason is our winds have been coming in out of the northeast, bringing in that more refreshing air. And it's been a pretty steady breeze today. As you might have noticed, nice cool breeze coming in our way. All sun in our part of the state. Rain is just exiting eastern North Carolina, where they have gotten soaked over the last couple of days. Not beach weather in the Outer Banks. Next couple of hours will be slowly cooling off, but once we get past 8 to 9, we'll be in the 60s before you know it. And that's that cooler, more refreshing overnight weather that you might be able to enjoy. Looking at tomorrow, mid-60s in the morning, mid-80s for tomorrow afternoon. Still expecting low humidity to continue and all sun. No rain chance for tomorrow. It's just going to be a sunshine day. And again, not humid, but getting a little warmer. In fact, by Friday, we'll be up at 87. Looking at the weekend, Saturday, pretty good chance of rain. I'm increasing that chance for us. Sunday, back to summer.
He did it. He did it.
Oh, remember this? We brought you this story a few months ago. A TRIAD radio host's dad watching the Orioles throw a no-hitter while he was battling COVID in a Raleigh ICU. He shared this moment with his son through this video since they couldn't watch it together.
And of course, the video spread across social media. Then the player who threw the no-hitter, John Means, saw it and thanked him for being a fan. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson has an update.
The Graham family didn't expect any of this. A viral video or picture John Means responding to it. They definitely didn't expect what came next. A bond between the Means family and a trip to an Orioles game.
Being able to have the opportunity to go to an Oriole game and sit there and just take in, I mean, I cried a couple of times.
This isn't Scott Graham's first Orioles game.
I've loved the Orioles ever since I was a kid. It was just a part of my life.
But this one, between the Orioles and Nationals, was special. The Graham family got invited to Camden Park by Caroline Means, pitcher John Means' wife.
They didn't have to reach out. They didn't have to do anything for us.
The Means family saw this video.
He did it. He did it.
Of Scott reacting to John's no-hitter while he was fighting COVID-19 in the hospital.
I didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't. It's not like I pitched the no-hitter. It's not like I accomplished any great feat. You know, I was sick.
Scott and his son Josh have been to about 10 Orioles games together throughout the years. But this one meant more than just supporting the team they love.
You know, a couple of times I reached over and hugged him or reached over and said, you know, isn't this great? Isn't this great? Look at this. Look at the field. It was just a father-son opportunity. To get back out there and to see how engaged he was, it was very special.
From being on breathing tubes, fearing the worst, to traveling to Baltimore to see his favorite team with his family. All possible by the Orioles and Means family.
It showed to me how others in our society are really empathetic and really step up and they help support people that are struggling.
The Grahams couldn't be more thankful.
How do you thank somebody for that?
It's just such a sweet story that just keeps developing and developing into even better things.
I absolutely love this. You know, just a few months ago, I'm sure this was probably one of the hardest moments this family had to experience. But to see them now happy, in person, celebrating the game that they love together, it's really a great sight to see. Great job, Amanda.
And I'm sure all the people, you know, the happy tears. You know, I love to talk about happy tears, and that's one way to do it for sure. I just hope that that he continues to get better, and Amanda will bring us another story someday.
Yes,
on this,
the
right?
only unfortunate part about this one is that he did not get to meet John Means because of the COVID protocols.
Okay.
They can't interact with players, so he'll have to go back and eventually
Right.
meet him. He said he wants to go hug him for everything that they've done.
That will be the part 3 of this story. Amanda, thanks.
Love it.
We'll be right back.
Maybe you've seen the Greensboro History Museum's exhibit called The Pieces of Now. It told the story of 2020 in our area.
In particular, it focused on the pandemic and the George Floyd protests. Eric Chilton heard how these exhibits won them multiple international awards.
Carol, thanks for being with us today. So you and I were chatting yesterday. This is a big deal. I'm not sure if people really understand. These two awards that you've won are really a big deal when you talk about international museum competitions. Explain this to us.
Yeah, this award was given out by the American Alliance of Museums, which is a national organization with international members, and it includes all kinds of museums all across the world.
So tell us then your reaction when you first heard about this. I mean, this is like an Olympic gold and silver.
It was for us. We were so excited to be recognized for work that's been so much a part of us for the last year and a half, and really so dear to our heart, particularly because one of the innovative things that we did was work so closely with all different communities within our city.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Describe the two awards and what you did to win these, I guess.
Yes, so both awards are in the area of media and technology. The Silver Award we won for response to 2020, and the Gold Award was for research and innovation. And to be recognized for innovation in the use of media and technology, especially when some of the other museums that were recognized are at the level of the American Museum of Natural History and the National Palace of Taipei. I mean, that was really exciting. It meant a lot to us to show that a smallish history museum can be really innovative in the area of technology.
Well, we're very proud of you. The whole community is. Congratulations on this, Carol.
Well, there seems to be a national day for just about everything, including today. It's Chocolate Chip Cookie Day.
Yeah, we asked you on Facebook, who makes the best chocolate chip cookies? Michelle said Cookie Factory at Four Seasons Mall, yum yum. I've never even heard of that place. Second, Sheila, she simply said Wendy's. Jeff said, here's a good one, My Daughters. And Callie said Publix or Chick-fil-A. What about you guys? Who makes the best?
Subway. Subway makes
Subway,
really,
they have
good
really good
cookies. And
cookies.
remember when it was get 3 for $1? Now it's like probably $2, but their cookies are good.
You know what? Off my radar. The Subway cookies were off my radar, but I would agree with you. They have
and hot
like the
and fresh.
like a white chocolate,
White macadamia nut.
Yes, so good.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I know I should say my mom, so I hope she's not watching, because I have to tell you, my college had the best chocolate chip cookies. There was one dining hall you could go to, only 1 out of 4, but they had these hot cookies. They were really big, and the chocolate was gooey every single time, so that was my favorite.
I don't like cookies when they're like room temperature. I need them to be
hot.
Hot.
You want the
gooey ooey.
goo, and
Yep.
you want the chocolate to be melting. You want messy fingers, basically.
Yep, I do, and with a little bit of a dollop of ice cream on top.
Ooh, see, now you're making me hungry.
I just gotta
I was trying
say,
to cut back.
I don't even need a fancy cookie. Chocolate chip for me is like the #1 kind you can get. So let's not get too crazy.
Right. Okay. Well.
And maybe on a day like today, like Chad was saying, ice cream would go really well. We're never going to refuse an a la mode situation, right? Hey, looking at the radar right now, everything is sunshine. In our part of the Piedmont, the rain is offshore, not a factor for us. Unfortunately, we still kind of need some. High pressure in control, going to keep us high and dry for tomorrow. Notice it's getting warmer though. We're up into the mid 80s. So it's a little bit more heat for tomorrow. Still not humid. We'll get a little hotter than that by Friday, up to about 87. And then for the weekend, we start to reintroduce the threat of some rain. I actually think Saturday could end up being a pretty wet day of weather. Not just in the afternoon, but also in the morning. So if you have afternoon plans or even morning plans on Saturday, pay attention to the forecast. We'll dry out for Sunday, but boy, is it hot and humid going into next week. That's your forecast. We're back after this.
One, two, three. Oh, I have a question. H22. It has my name on the rundown, but Julie in the read. All right, thanks.
Callie, I know you were the one that said Publix chocolate chip cookies. I knew it.
Hi there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island.
Callie, I've never had the Publix chocolate chip cookie. Is it really that delicious? How come nobody said Mrs. Fields? Mrs. Fields was the mall cookie to get.
Subway.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Option, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But remember when it was 3 for $1? Now it's like $1.50. It's something.
Oh. Yes, I can.
When I worked in the mall.
Hey, mic check. We're all, once Julie said Mrs. Fields, we were like, yeah. Was that Julie?
Are you getting mixed minus?
Yeah, I'm getting mixed minus. Sorry, I can't focus. Oh, I hate the sound of my own voice in my ear. I hate the sound of my own voice in my ear. That's so cringy. Thank you.
Hi there, so it's time for my 2 cents. And you know, I was reading an article online and was talking about things we can learn from kids. And to me, you know, kids don't have the pressures of life. They don't have the mortgages and the, extended personal relationships. They may have some personal relationships. They don't have bills to worry about and mortgages and marriages and all that. They really look at life in a simplistic form. Guess what? We could learn a lot from this. One of the things it said was feel your feelings. Think about when a kid, what they show on their face. They show you exactly what they see and what they feel, which is anger or happiness or sadness. They wear their emotions on their sleeve. I actually think that we can take a lesson from this because suppressing emotions is not healthy. And as adults, you don't want to show the emotions, right? Look at a kid and the way they act. And wouldn't it be nice? How many times have you said that to your friends? What if we acted like that, like a 5-year-old? And we all laugh about it, but guess what? It'd be a lot simpler world, wouldn't it? Yeah, but don't be afraid to show your feelings. Remember that relative or that friend you have with a big loud laugh. It's infectious and you're drawn toward it. Let it out, it's okay. Also be curious. Kids, you know what? They like to pull knobs and open drawers and push buttons. They get excited over little things like that. Being ashamed to show that you're excited about something because you're trying to be too cool, it's not good. It's not healthy for it. Be open. Little kids teach us this, you know? Their world is this big, our world is that big, but guess what? These little lessons make a difference in the big world, don't they? We could all take a page from a kid's book. The bottom line is, watch kids. They're wise and they teach us lessons that they don't even know they're teaching us. But that's just my 2 cents. And that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Luck is alive and well in the Piedmont Triad. Another person from our area won the North Carolina vaccine lottery.
The latest winner was announced this afternoon. 18-year-old